what remains of the Finches tonight. Pretty sure there's not much left, but this should be pretty exciting. Pretty sure we left off on names. Lewis. We've left off on Lewis. We found all about his imagination, and he was just exploring his mind and finding out new things about himself. Created a whole utopia, basically. Created a whole utopia in his head, and I guess ended up hurting himself on the job from being so occupied with his imagination. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But let's make sure these all right. Let's hop back into this. Also remember, he does smoke the Doja. It's okay. Let's check this out. What is this, a PlayStation?
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
What is this, a PlayStation 1? A Wonderland? Knockoff PlayStation 1? With these I don't even know. Are these like Nintendo controllers? I don't know. This is ridiculous. Alright, well, this was a journey. For sure. Well, actually, if I'm not mistaken, there's some stairs over here that we could go into. I'm pretty sure we'll just push forward.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh yeah, that dialogue is kind of low. I'll turn that up a little bit.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Yeah, looks like it.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Real bird, fake bird? Fake bird. Man. Some of these stories,
but it had to
really
end
sad.
one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Her mom's room seems to be more kiddish than the little kids' rooms. Oh wait, that's right, this is her room.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Yep, bye. Don't want no part of that. Oh, I'm a youngin'. Okay, single
The
year.
power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
The other entrance?
Or that Edie had a key to it.
I didn't even see this when we came in. The house. Originally.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
I forgot there's a
Edith
family
has a
curse.
right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
No, no, we
I
can't
think
say
it's
that.
best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Well, you know, we can't really necessarily say your kids are dead because of the stories. Because most of these were just unfortunate accidents.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Flashbacks.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Oh, we can
God,
ask
it
people that.
smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
You can actually go up there, it looks like.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Next thing you know, that was
I got turned around.
Oh, okay, that's alright.
I started seeing things.
Come back, Mia.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Right.
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Oh, no, into the house. Oh my god. Like, again, who buys a house? Like, okay, they can't, obviously, you can't see because of the fog, but who builds a house on an island where they can see their childhood house sinking, like, floating in the middle of the ocean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Hey, wait.
It's mine.
Hey,
Eat
chill,
it.
Mom.
Mom,
Hey,
you're gonna
wait,
rip it. Let go.
Chill. Alright, you want...
I kicked
Wow.
and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Grandma, oh no, oh, Grandma, oh.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Damn,
The rest
fucked up my
happened pretty
dandelion.
quickly.
Oh no. Oh,
She got better for a while,
Mom.
and
Was it
then
leukemia?
she didn't.
Oh man, that's
And then
so
I was
sad.
alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
How about you don't?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, this is me.
This journal was supposed to be for you,
Oh no, is this the baby coming through the birth canal? Because if it is, this is disgusting.
but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, oh, man. He died. We were just like 22 weeks pregnant. Oh my god. Oh man, that's it? Wow, okay. Man, that was a roller coaster ride of emotions. I guess I would have to say all the sections that we did. For sure, I think Calvin had to probably be my favorite simply because of their room. Man, it's just like, it's so sad going back and thinking about some of these stories, thinking about Sam. Man, we still don't know whatever happened to Milton. Lewis went crazy apparently. Molly died at like the age of 10. Gregory didn't. Oh man. Some of these stories are really, really, really sad. Ah, man. This game was really good. I enjoyed this. I really did. Like, man, like, just thinking about literally everything. Oh, really? Oh, and I can choose which stories I could replay. Oh, man. This is pretty cool. Oh, I see that some of the ones are filling out. Oh, I didn't. These weren't here before. Okay. Man, like, all of these were just Tearjerkers, every single one of them, honestly. What was Dawn's story? Do I remember Dawn's story? Man. Yeah, I definitely think Milton is the strangest story of them all. He just disappeared, like, out of nowhere. No one ever found him. And then, with Lewis, he had his problems. I mean, it honestly just seems like he had a really bad, I'm not going to say a really bad therapist, but, oh man. Gregory was just a super duper unfortunate event. Like, it was really the mom's fault, honestly. Who leaves a kid alone like that? Oh man. Okay, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we played. Maybe we did. No. We played Sam's story. In Sam's story, Dawn is his daughter, but I don't think Dawn has her own individual story. Maybe, yeah. Let me check this out. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Way back down, make my way back down. No. I guess we can go and relive some old fond memories, I guess, of this place. Oh no, can't get down this way. Oh. This house is like huge, especially with all these add-ons to it. It's just like, I'm surprised any of this is stable, really. Like, man, this was just an amazing story. I'm actually really glad I had the pleasure of playing through this to find out these unfortunate tales of this family who was cursed, I guess. I mean, it's the only way I can think of it. They say there was a family curse. And here are all the failed plot points. Again. Oh, whee! really makes me wonder if they, man, I mean, obviously, like, I feel like they should continue the story, you know, like, with the son. I mean, I'd play through it. I'm very interested, because, you know, he, like she said, he was the last Finch, so, like, you know, is he affected by the curse? Does the curse end when he dies, or, you know, what's the situation with that? I mean, I guess I can't say there's so many unanswered questions, because they're not really, you know. You know, because you basically just find out what happens to everybody. Oh man, they're not gonna let me get back on the tree? No, they're not. Oh, that's sad. Well man, this was just fun.